Welcome back to another episode of Comedy's Dead. I'm Saundra. I'm your host. And I am really sick of saying that, but I don't know who the fuck is watching. So I have to say I'm Saundra. I'm your host. The show's called Comedy's Dead, and I'm a fucking comic. But, you know, I'm so buried in the fucking algorithms that you'll never, ever find me. So what the fuck ever. Because in this country, apparently, now you have to be either a serial killer or gay to get any type of algorithm hits. I'm sorry, that's just true. I mean, it's true. Like, they just came out with the Jeffrey Dahmer stupid miniseries on Netflix. What is that, his third movie in the past, I don't know, 5 years? I mean, this shit happened over 20 years ago, and they're still making movies about this son of a bitch. I'm sick of it. I was in LA when the Ted Bundy tapes came out, and it was billboards everywhere. If you've ever been to LA, there's billboards everywhere. So there's South Park, MTV, whatever is trending or streaming on Netflix, there's billboards all over town. So there's Ted Bundy's picture, like multiple different pictures, different actual like shots of him all over LA. It's like, congratulations, Ted, you made it. You're right next to Aquaman and Bill Maher. So, I mean, it's true. You either have to be gay or a serial killer. That's the only thing people are interested in. And I'm sick of it. And sorry, gays. And I love gay people. And I can talk about this because I used to be gay. You fucks haven't made. You really do. I mean, I sincerely mean that. I used to be gay. I didn't grow up in Indiana. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. And I started hooking up with my best friend. You know how, like, when you wrestle, I know guys wrestle when they're with their friends, right? So, I mean, girls do too. I know I'm not the only one. So, anyways, like, we'd always, like, just beat the shit out of each other. And one day, we were in my room, and we were wrestling, and she, like, pinned me down, and then she went in for a kiss. So whatever, I kissed her. And, you know, it wasn't long after that we were just having sex all the time. Because why wouldn't you want to hook up with your best friend at a summer party? It's the greatest fucking idea ever, if you ask me. But anyways, this went on for, I don't know, a year and a half or some shit. And my mom walked in one day when we were in the 69 position. And she didn't take it very well. She did not take it very well. It was a rough few months. And one day she picked me up from work. I was a sophomore at this point, and she handed me a soda and said that we were going to see a psychic. And what I didn't know was the soda was dosed with a prescription worth of Valium. So the next thing I remember was waking up at a Tennessee rest stop, and my hands were tied, like my right wrist was tied, and it was in one of those like figure 8 knots or whatever. And this bitch doesn't even know how to put together or hook up a VCR, okay? And now she's out here doing rock climbing knots, and it was tied to the driver's side door, so I couldn't get out. So if I tried to, anyway, it would like wake her up. I mean, and at this point, it was just another day because my mom was fucking nuts, all right? And I mean, and what makes this all even worse is my mom was so upset when I guess I'm not gay, but when I thought I was gay and I told her I was gay and I had a girlfriend and, you know, she said I was going to go to hell and that God doesn't approve of that and all this shit. But here's the thing. My mom was an escort. Yes, she had sex with people for money. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not, whatever. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of the situation. Okay? Not only that, but my mom used to be a pot smoking hippie. I mean, and at that time, she still smoked pot. She smoked pot all the time. It wasn't like she tried to hide it or anything. I mean, I've never not known about weed. I don't know life without weed. That's how common it was around. And I mean, I would like separate the seeds when my mom cooked dinner. I mean, I know they don't have seeds now, kids, but they used to have seeds, and you would have to go through with a paper plate and use the rolling paper, and you'd have to separate the seeds. Anyways, so it was just the hypocrisy of it all. So I had to grow up like this because my mom, multiple personality disorder, I don't know, borderline personality disorder, split personality, who knows? I don't know. Bipolar for sure. Anyways, I mean, and she never went to a mental health specialist or a doctor for any of this because, you know, we were poor and she thought mental health, that's a government scam, you know, that poor people just don't partake in. I don't know. She was fucking nuts. Okay. Do you get it? Like, it was that bad. I mean, my mom burned sage and had Ouija boards under my bed, tarot cards. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I would wake up and she was burning sage over me because she said that my negative energy attracted evil spirits. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you're not a witch. You're just a whore. And, you know, you can't say that, but I wanted to. But everything was my fault, right? You know, the picture falls off the damn wall. That's my fault. You know, the cat runs up the Christmas tree and it falls down. That's my fault. And, you know, rent's not due. That's my fault because I'm stupid and I'm dyslexic. So, I mean, I had to go to school every single day listening to her bitch about how, you know, she had to work so hard to send me to private school and on and on. It's just like, what? Why don't you learn how to suck a better dick, Mom? And, you know, you can't say that. You want to say that, but you can't because you have to be nice to crazy people. So I don't like crazy people. But you have to be nice, especially when they wear 3 rings on their right hand. I mean, I still to this day cannot be in an arm's reach of a woman with a brush in her hand. And that's why I only go to a gay hairdresser. So whatever. So gays, you fucking have it made right now. So my advice to young people is, I mean, do what you want. I don't care. Come out when you're 15 or 16 or whatever. But I'm saying if I were you guys, I'd kind of keep it to myself. That way I could keep fucking my friends at sleepovers because that is the greatest fucking deal, fun, anything. It was so much fun. Anyways, but no, and that actually wasn't even the first girl that I hooked up with. The first girl that I hooked up with was in 6th grade, and it was after, oh God, we went to a bowling alley to go see In the Army Now because I was obsessed with Pauly Shore. I mean, I've wanted to blow Pauly Shore since I was, I don't know, like 12 or something. So we go to see In the Army Now, and he was like ripped and they had him like dancing around in his underwear the whole movie. So I got super turned on, but I didn't know I was turned on. Like I didn't know. I didn't know that I wanted to blow Pauly Shore because I was 12. So went back to my friend's house to stay the night and we ended up like dry humping. And that was because of Hollywood's grooming the kids. Everyone thinks that Hollywood's controlled by the gays, or the Jews, but they're not. It's the fucking gays. Like Ernest Goes to Camp, all that stuff. Anyways, it's the gays that control Hollywood now. And that's fine. I don't care. They do. I mean, when I tell you I was gay, I mean, I was listening to the Indigo Girls, okay? And I was watching Scream the other night with my daughter, and you know, Neve Campbell, the bitch that was in all the 90 movies. Anyways, but when she's on the computer or talking to her boyfriend or whatever, you know, the scene in her bedroom, there's an Indigo Girls poster on the wall. So see, Hollywood does groom us to be gay. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but I'm really fucking exhausted because I just got a new puppy. I got a 9-week-old German Shepherd, and I'm also dog sitting for my daughter's dad and his wife and their 2 dogs. So my life is really depressing at the moment, but I'm exhausted because I didn't want to get, and if you don't have kids, this is another reason I'm jealous of the gays, because you fucks don't have kids, and they're overrated. They truly, truly are overrated. But I'm not gonna go into like material, but I knew my daughter was not gonna help out the dog, but I promised her we could get a dog. I just didn't think we'd find a dog this quickly. So it's fall break. She's home. She's driving me nuts. The 2 dogs are driving me nuts. I'm trying to house train and crate train a dog, so I've gotten no sleep. And the other night, because he's not used to a crate yet, so he just whines, and then you got to get up and check and make sure he's still alive, because they just keep whining and they're scratching at the cage. You gotta, at some point, you just have to check. I mean, is he one of these dogs that's gonna have separation anxiety and is gonna eat the fucking floors every time I leave the house? But anyways, I love dogs, don't you? They're so, fuck God, people waste that. You know what? When people talk bad about America, listen, America is the greatest fucking country in the world. Okay, our pets are high. The pets are high. That is how good it is to be in America. I mean, have you tried to get a vet appointment? I mean, they're booked solid and there's vets everywhere. You go in, there's 4 or 5 dogs. They're running drugs out of there all the time. My cat's on Pepsid because he's old and, their cats. I have a cat. Anyways, their kidneys fail. But that's how good it is to fucking be an American. I mean, the cost of life just for pets is over the top. That didn't go anywhere. Anyways, but no, so they're crate training. Well, the 2 other dogs are crate trained, and my dog, Ozzy, is not. And so he whines nonstop. And then finally when he stops, one of the other dogs, his name's Teddy. He's this little Shih Tzu terrier. Those things that were bred specifically for just finding varmint and just like, shaking it to death and breaking its little neck. So he loves the cats, just loves them. I have 2 cats. I have Oscar and I have this bum cat that I found in the middle of the road. And, I used to love her because her tail fell off. And she's a cute little orange cat. But now I don't like her, okay? Because this bitch still has her claws, okay? And my cat Oscar is declawed. And when the dogs... Well, my dog doesn't do that yet. But anyways, when these 2 dogs go after my cats in the closet and... what the little bum cat's always like up in the shelving. But one time he got her kind of like cornered and she has claws and she did nothing. And Oscar, my cat with no claws, jumped down and like beat the fuck out of this dog and he has no claws. And there's so many times that these dogs get Oscar cornered in the wall and that bitch just sits up there and does nothing. So now I don't like her anymore. So that's my cat story. Anyways, but I hate cats. God, these shit in a box in your house. It's just, cats are overrated too. Anyways, but so they're the 3 dogs, the terrier, and then I have my German Shepherd. He's 10 weeks. And then they have a Husky Pomeranian mix. So it's a white dog. It's like a Husky that it's knee high, but it's hyper like a Pomeranian, but it's smarter. It's more like a Husky. I don't know. It's a knee-high Husky, okay? So my dog's crying and whining, and this went on for like an hour and a half, and he finally stops, and then Teddy, the terrier mix, just starts howling and growling, and then when he stops, the white thing, I don't know what it is, it's a Husky Pomeranian mix. It's a Ponsky, that's what it's called, a Ponsky. He starts whining. So this went on for a good 2 hours. So finally, I get up, get out of bed. I decide that I'm going to take my dog Ozzy and I'm going to put him in the big cage with Max, the Ponsky, because they're little gay buddies and they're happy. They're fine if they're together. So I figured maybe, Ozzy is just a little, I used to have a dog named Fonzie. Anyways, but maybe Ozzy's just lonely. So if I put him in a cage with another dog, it'll be fine. I'm not worried about them fighting or anything. And it worked. They fell asleep. I fell asleep. And then maybe right when I'm hitting REM sleep, I haven't had REM sleep in probably a solid 2 years. So, but right in that stage of you're just excited that you're going to sleep. And the dogs, there's a ruckus in the cage. I don't know what's going on. I go out there and Ozzy has shit in the cage with the Ponsky, the white Ponsky. So and it's diarrhea. It's like liquid. I mean, it's all over the floors. It like sprayed out of his ass, apparently. So I'm yelling at my daughter to get up, that we have an emergency and she has to help. And nothing, of course. She's not even acknowledging what's going on in the living room. So I go to open the cage because I was going to get Ozzy out and close it. But as I was doing that, and I was taking him out, and it squirted out of his ass all over Max. There is now shit. It's all over this white dog. It's all over my floor. It's on my fireplace behind the cage. It's in the tile grout or whatever. So as I'm trying to close the door, Max runs out. And he's shaking. There's shit everywhere. It's on my couch. Okay, I have to get a new couch. I've been shampooing it for 2 days, and I don't think the smell's ever gonna come out, so now I need a new fucking couch. My daughter is a lazy piece of shit. I can't even get her she won't even leave her room, and I'm screaming that the shit has hit the fan. There is a full-blown emergency in the damn living room, and nothing. So I open the door, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll be out. She got up, closed the door, went back to bed. So I came in the kitchen, and I know when people say that they would never hit their kids, but they are so full of shit, okay? Because first off, you don't have teenagers, or you don't have kids, or maybe you have a baby, or guess what? I don't know. You're not a single mom, so shut the fuck up. I go in the kitchen, I get one of those little wooden spoons, and I've threatened to hit her before, and I've grounded her from her phone, and I have to have the phone, and I'll be trying to type and work, and she'll come in, and I'll have to swat her hand, with the spoon. But that's not, that's her fault, because she's so stupid that I have it. I'm telling you, I'm like, if you reach for the goddamn phone, I'm gonna swat your hand. And she does it. So, we just sit there in whack-a-mole all night, because she's hard-headed or something. I don't know. But anyways, so I go in, I'm like, I swear to God, I'm going to beat you with this spoon if you do not get out of bed and help me, because we have 2 dogs we have to give a bath, plus someone's going to clean the living room and the cage, and you got to take it outside and spray it. It was that bad, and nothing. She still won't get out of bed. So I went in there, and I smacked the shit out of her until she got up and helped me. And she didn't even really help me. She just bitched the whole time. And it's like, you wanted the dog. God, I fucking hate kids. And what makes it even worse, he had a parasite. It's a coxy, I don't fucking know. It's something in the intestines, if you've ever had dogs, and it's the ones that give him the spray diarrhea where it sprays the walls. Okay, it was that thing. So but everything's better now. But now I have to give him the squirt medicine, and I'm a pro at that because my cat's on Pepsid, so it's fine. I know how to get anything in a dog's mouth and down its throat, because I do it all the time. So that's my pet rant. I love animals, don't you? They're just so a waste of money and time and energy, and it's just a heartache. You're gonna outlive the damn thing, but yet we buy it, and we know, it could be 1 year, it could be 5 years, sometimes it could be 20. You don't fucking know, but one day it's gonna die, and it's gonna be at the worst time. You're gonna be trying to go to Burning Man, and you're gonna have to put the animal down, and it's expensive if you've ever, God. Anyways, yeah, guys, I am exhausted, and I don't get out much. I don't get out much. There's really not a whole lot to do, but because I don't get out much, I don't know. I look at YouTube a lot because there's nothing on TV, as you all know, I'm assuming, especially if you're watching this shit, because I'm way down in the algorithms, about as lowest as you can get. So if I came up in your feed, you're more pathetic than I am. But no, thank you. So you're bored. You get it. There's nothing good on TV, and you know that there's probably nothing good out there. There's no reason to go to the bars or anything. So anyways, you can get high and watch me. But no, I was looking at, because I love German Shepherds. They're my favorite dogs. If you've had one or have one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are so intelligent, and it's apparent from day one. As soon as you get it, they're so smart. But anyways, I was just looking at canine dogs and the videos about, the police dogs and the special ops dogs and all the different things that they do. And it's just crazy. These dogs train and train and train for hours, and they send them to some, military zone, and they have, I mean, they're shooting guns, like these AR-15s right next to these dogs, and the dogs are just sitting there. So it's mind-blowing that you can get an animal to do that, because I mean, someone knocks at my door, my cats scatter. So it's, anyways. But what I didn't know is the largest training facility for canine units, for special operations, for the military, for explosive and bomb dogs, and also just police dogs. The largest training facility is in what's it called? Indianapolis. It's just north of Indianapolis. It's in a town called Denver. I had never heard of this. And so I thought that was really neat, because where I live in Avon. I'll tell people where I live. I don't care. But I see the training dogs all the time. You'll be at Lowe's and they'll have a dog, an explosive sniffing dog, and just going all through Lowe's, and they're training, because I'm assuming they're training, or else I would figure they'd have people evacuated. But I work at Amazon, and I've seen it at Amazon too. So, but I didn't realize the training facility is like 45 minutes away. So I thought that was interesting. But I was looking, I mean, some of these dogs, I mean, they make dogs for everything. Now you have epilepsy dogs, dogs that can smell ketones. So and the people that train these dogs, a lot of it is just family businesses. So it's just like a husband and wife and their kids. And they have these YouTube channels, and some of these dogs go for like $70,000 or $80,000. And a lot, I guess, like stars will buy them for their kids, like protection dogs. And it's crazy, because one, I don't know why the hell you'd want to give your kid that much power, because these dogs, I mean, a kid will be sitting there playing, and with her crowns or whatever, sticking the crowns of the dog's ass, and then he's just fine. And then she just gives one command, like kill, and goes and attacks the person in the suit or whatever. And and then she gives another command, and he just stops. So, the Kardashians are getting those dogs. The Kardashians, and then DC and New York get probably the best dogs, right? I figured they get the top tier picks or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I would assume those dogs are related. You have the papers that are related to Hitler's dog. Hitler had a dog. He did. Her name was Blondie, and I know this because they did a docuseries on, I think, History Channel or some shit like that, because she made these, Ava Braun, Hitler's mistress, made all these. Oh, here's Ozzy. Oh, come here, baby. Is he a Hitler dog? I was talking about Hitler and he came in. No, I'm kidding. But no, she made all these home movies of her and Hitler just chilling with the Nazis. So, I mean, the world's first reality TV star was Hitler's mistress. I mean, there those Kardashians go again, appropriating somebody else's culture. But no, I was thinking about that. I'm like, I bet for $70,000, the dog better be able to roll a blunt or something. That is insane. But anyways, that is Comedy's Dead, because the dog is here, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm being summoned to the living room, so something bad has happened. So anyways, that is Comedy's Dead. I know it was short and quick, and I probably rambled, but I'm exhausted. I haven't slept in days, and oh God, I don't even want to go in the living room. I don't know what happened. But anyways, like, follow, subscribe. I'm Saundra, and that is it for this week. Bring me the puppy. Come here, Ozzy. And stay out of the shot. You're not dressed appropriately. God, I hate kids. Oh, look, Ozzy. Say hi. Say hi. This is my puppy. Oh, kisses. You need kisses. Oh, thank you. Oh, I know. So this is Ozzy. He's a bi-collar. And I love German Shepherds. They're the best. So you have puppy breath. Okay. So, are you going to sit? Are you going to sit? Say hi. I know. They're just such good dogs. They're the best dogs in the world. They're the best dogs in the world. Aw. Get those ears. Okay. Oh no, here comes the other dogs. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Thank you guys. Oh, like, follow, subscribe. And don't get high, folks. Do not get high, kids.